Guys, I am your Tuesdays host for Planet Pathlings, and I thought I would share certain things with you today regarding magical altar spaces. I have recently changed my altar because I always leave it until October before I change my altar. From Maybon it wasn't really changed that much. There was a few additional things added, but generally speaking Maybon altar was pretty similar for a few months. So I would like to share with you certain things that are on an altar, and bearing in mind that everybody's altar is individual to them, and what they choose to put on that altar will depend on what resonates with them or what resonates with you, the path you are on, your beliefs and interests, etc. So I will go over some of the things that I choose to put on my altar and why. Okay, one of the first things that you will probably see if you watch any of my videos is that I am very big on imagery. Imagery is a way to connect with your altar and connect to the god or goddess or deity, or connect with your path. Now, certain pictures I've chosen remind me of my goddess, the goddess Morrigan. This picture is not actually a picture of her or what people may automatically maybe connect with her if you look online. However, when I saw this image and I used about with it on my computer, it really resonated with me and connected with me a little bit of the warrior imagery, the war paint, the expression on her face, etc. So I am very, very big on imagery on my altars. I will show you a few other ones. This here I made on a crafting channel, and it is my Morrigan sugar skull. So I used the template and added the Morrigan influences, which are the Triskel, the little feather shapes at the top remind me of feathers and blood drops. The colours that resonate with me for my goddess Morrigan is red, black and white, but that differs from person to person. That's just what resonates with me. So you can see the flames there, the blood droplets and feathers. The marigolds there are connected very specifically with sugar skulls. And I have a protection ogam on the skull's chin. I have chosen other imagery. I made these little tiles. They're literally printed off of stock paper, and you can use card or photo paper or whatever you like. And I picked a ogam that is specific for this time of year, and also very specific to me, and that is why that one is there. It all ties in with ancestry as well. This one is, I never know whether the images you buy are ravens or crows. Some of them don't say, but to me this guy kind of looks a little bit like a raven because he's got the little pantaloons a little bit, and the same with the little logo up there. Very simple to do. And I've got charms which I use a lot on my altar. Again, you can pick whatever you want that resonates with you. You can also incorporate totem animals, which might be an idea to go into further at some point. But these are my totem animals. which is the raven, the moth and the butterfly. And the other thing I wanted to share was some people use different representations broken down into triple aspects. For example, maiden, mother, crone. In this instance, I have used these little pretend flowers. White I chose for Anu. Red I chose for Maka. And black I chose for Babe. Now I've already put the black roses in the middle because I kind of celebrate the whole of October linked in with Samhain. It just resonates with me. I don't just go by the Sabbats. This is something that you will begin to decide for yourself what you prefer, what links, what resonates with you, which is some people, some witches will go very strictly by the Sabbats, celebrating each Sabbat and changing their altar accordingly for each Sabbat. Now I do a combination, which is I celebrate the Sabbats, but I also celebrate the seasons. So when I feel the winter is coming in or autumn is coming in, that's when I will start changing my altar and adding things on leading up to, for example, in this case, Samhain. So some people use candles for the maiden, mother, crone aspect, as I'm explaining here. Some people use pictures. Some people use little trinkets or ornaments, but this is what I've chosen to do because it is very cost effective and very easy to store when you're not using them. So that's another aspect of that you can incorporate into your magical space. Also, now this depends on your personal circumstances, where you live, the environment you are in. A lot of witches burn incense, which can be incorporated into spell work, offerings, rituals, dailies, everything like that. Now this is just a piece of wood that was collected. My son and I went out for a walk and he pulled this bit of bark off of a tree that had fallen on the ground and took it home, and as you can see there's a hole there. You can pop your incense stick in and let it burn, and that catches all your ash. So some witches prefer incense, and other witches prefer maybe oil burner or spritzes and sprays. Either they may have allergies or they may not be allowed to burn incense, or they may feel that incense affects them if they have something like asthma, which I have. So that is another thing that is usually found on a magical working space. Another thing as well is I am very, very drawn to feathers. Now it's not very good lighting actually. I'm just going to see if I can get this better. Right, there you can see a bit better now. I have in this red vase or cauldron feathers that I have collected that have been gifted to me by the universe, by the goddess, Ravenrook and crow feathers, and some were gifted to me by friends also. So again, you can incorporate things that link in with your path particularly, very specifically, and this is why I have feathers on mine. Also, I am starting to look into feather magic a lot. Also, you can have your candles. Now these ones here are my illuminators, really predominantly because it's getting dark, and I have run out of my normal dinner candles, which are normally in here and in here. I normally have red and black. You can see here, that's the red, and normally the black one is in there. Also, you can just put on your altar things that really resonate with you. Now this guy I have on my altar, and I bring him out around this time of year. He is a raven and he has lighty up eyes, but that is just a little personal nod to the goddess, and also a little bit of my sense of humour, and I just love it. So he is on my altar and comes out every Samhain, and every October really. Now this is my moon water, which I have on my altar and use in particular things, and I keep this on here. Now when I collect the water, I actually set it outside to charge and consecrate it under the moon. Depending on the moon will depend on what I'm doing and how I utilise the water. So I have put my twist on it, which is I always put little Morrigan coloured cards around everything, but again, depending on your path or your preference, you can choose whatever you like. In here, this is another little vessel it's multi-purpose really. Sometimes I use it for water offerings, and sometimes I use it for oil, sometimes I use it for incense, depends. Predominantly though, it's oil or water. So I'll show you this in a minute. Right, this is the water bottle. It is tiny. It's a little Chambord liqueur bottle, little itty bitty, and I peeled the label off, I soaked the label off, and I use that, like I say, for oil or water offerings, occasionally incense, but usually water and oil offerings. So you know, you can utilise what you've got lying around, or if you buy something and it's in a fancy bottle or a fancy jar, you can steep the label off, and you can then have a pretty bottle to use as your little heart desires. So that is another thing that I utilise and have on my magical working altar. Also, I pick particular candles or make particular candles depending on the time of year, and in this case you can see that I have Scully candles, and I got them in Wilko's last Samhain, well last October, and I incorporate these onto both my Morrigan altars at this time of year. So we have one there and the other one there hiding in behind the Raveny Dude. The other thing is that you can pick things you want for offerings, and offerings can be as simple or as ornate and intricate as you feel drawn to offer. That's the only way I can explain it. So in my case, I will show you an offerings I have in place above my Morrigan sacred fireplace, to show that you can make things and they can be there permanently, as my love for my goddess, and I have those there all the time. But you can do dailies, which I do, and having a busy life, you can fit in things that suit your lifestyle and your family life. For example, I have started recently using these, which are colour changing, like birthday candles. Now basically, this is purple. The lighting is not very good, but you can use these and the flame will burn the same colour as the candle. So they're good for offerings, but they're also good for spell work, because you can incorporate the different colours into your very individual workings. So sometimes I use those. I also use these, which are sparkling candles, and these they come in a pack like this of 24. And now with these, they're a bit fiddly. I basically I will melt a little bit of the bottom and stick it in a tea light, so not an empty one because it doesn't hold. So if you light the wick, then let it melt a little bit, and then snuff it out, and then stick your sparkler candle in like this and hold it a couple of seconds, and take it away, and then it will be stuck to the base, and you can go ahead and do your spell or your offering like that. You can also use basic tea lights, either store-bought, or you can also do homemade or handmade if you are either wanting to experiment with waxworking or you enjoy it. Well, both really. So that is another thing. You can also use things to hang, sorry, I thought I heard my son there, to hang above your altar or around it, which so as I was saying, you can get as creative as you like with offerings, etc. Now I use a lot of artwork, and I find like kind of bunting or prayer flags, if you make them yourself, very easy to do, is quite effective. Now, as you saw from the big sugar skull, you should be able to see these. Now these are sugar skull bunting. So basically all you do is you get your sugar skull and you print them off, and you use a guillotine to cut them so they're all the same size. Then you can use thread or wool or ribbon to utilise and put through the holes to hang up. So I will show you what I mean, if I can find the end. Yeah, so basically I'll do this and then show you. So just bear with me a second. So I'll do just a couple of these so you get the idea. I really had hoped to do this when it was daylight, but can't always happen that way sometimes. This is being a pain in the butt. So I'll just show you this in a second. I'm going to show you this way just now. So as you can see, I have threaded the black wool through, and you keep going and you get like a daisy chain effect, and then you can hang them up. So I will show you what I mean. As you can see here, this is my altar. Below it, I've chosen to do it further down because if I did it further up, the handles are like there's smaller drawers above, so that would kind of stop the drawers opening. So I've done it further down here so it won't affect the drawer opening. So I've just done this in 3 at the moment, but I'm going to do more dotted around the room, around my altar space as well. And I also have a couple of other things I'm going to show you that you can use for your magical space. Also, I got some of these last year in Asda Walmart, and they are like the ravens or crows, and you get them in a big pack. So I got some more, and I'm going to utilise those around the house. I may put one above the altar, but I have quite a lot in the living room, so I will probably not put any more in the living room. I will put some upstairs. I have my ancestor altar up there, and incorporate them into other ways. So basically, these are very affordable, and I will show you what they look like. So that's what they look like, the different ones. So you have one facing one way, one kind of with his head bent, another one kind of facing forward, and another one with its wings spread. Now these are quite sparkly, so these are really good above an altar, because as long as they're not, as long as they're safely placed, like don't place something obviously too close to a flame or anything like that. But you'll find that things like these reflect and can make your altar very pretty, and also you can incorporate cutouts or things like this that resonate with you and that are suitable for your path. So that's another idea you can use. Also, I use these big dinner candles. Now this colour here is kind of a purple colour, which I got for particular things I was doing, but I use red and black predominantly on my Morrigan altar. But you can choose whatever you feel resonates with you. And finally I got these, which again are kind of, they're like gothic black, I guess they're kind of like spider web fans. These are actually ideal for hanging above altars as well. So I am late in getting this video up, so I am going to leave it there. I hope that spurred your imagination a little bit and let you see some of the things you can incorporate into your altar. I hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of love and blessed be, and I will see you next week.